Evening all. Okay, I said I'd do a bit of a video about power leads. So I've got my dash cam up here. There you go. Sorry, I've got blankets over the car. So I've put the wire up behind here. Not sure you can see it. Hang on, turn it. There we are. There's the cable up behind the headlining, along the headlining. Actually, I've not got it in there properly. Look at that, I've just noticed that. And then behind the finisher, which is here, and I've not got it in properly. I need to take that out. Now, to get the headlining out and give yourself a little bit of space, if you need to, these two screws here, and that screw there on the lights, that'll drop down. You can actually pull this down. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I've done there, but I've not quite got it in. I'll do that a different time. I'm going to zoom out, I think, on that. No, it's not letting me do it. Other way. Okay, I'll just have to come back further out. So I've then run the cable down behind here and brought it across to this side. And I've just pulled the door seal off. Now, if you look at that, you'll see that this, we turn it round, it just goes on, it just pushes on. It really isn't difficult to get on. So you can run this down behind here. Oh, sorry, this is worst camera work I've done forever, I think. Down here. And then if you take the two screws out here, see them? This is far too far zoomed in, it's not really helping. But you see there are two screws here. That will then flex forward so that you can get that cable down there, behind there, along underneath here, round the back of here. Now, if you've not had this knee thing down, you'll see here it's got two clips. One there, up onto a metal bar there, and the same over there. And I've actually run this cable sort of round there. Just pulled this down. And that literally just clips up there. If you can see, that goes on there, that goes on there. And to get it down, you literally just pull it down. So this is not difficult. It's the lever gets a little bit in the way, so just move the lever. There we go. So this cable, as I say, can come down here, round the back of there, and then you can put the two screws back in, because it will sit behind here. This will actually hold it, it'll tension it, so you're not going to have a problem. And then if I can, I might have to get my young assistant to come and help me, but I'll do a little bit more of this. So the cable then goes across here, but then you can feed it. If you feed it down here, there you go, that drops down. So then that, you sort of feed it on round through there, and there's so much play on this side that actually you can get it up. Now, if you come to the middle, and let's have a bit more light. If you come to the middle, you can see, light's rubbish. There we are. If you come to the middle, you can see you've got the ashtray. Ashtray lifts out. So then here you've got a finisher around the 12 volt switch, socket. To get at this lot, that will come out, but it doesn't come out fully. You can see that it'll come up, but if it's still got the wires on it, you're not getting it out. And if you pull it out and the wires come off, you'll not get it back in, or you'll not get the wires on. So I'm just going to pause now, bear me a sec. Okay, so we're back on it. So, to get these out, very small screwdriver. If you get it under there and flick that, we can get that off. Now then, when that's off, it gives some space on these. These will, these will come out. So you can then get a little bit of free play in there, one there, and then one there. Notice I'm getting the small screwdriver just under this bit here, and it'll pull out. If you get these two out, you can then undo the pair of them. So these have just got You see that that one's got blue wire, that's got a black. They'll only go on the right ones. So once you've got these out, then that gives you much. Sorry, I'm just trying to illuminate it properly. It is pitch black here at night. It's only what, 8 o'clock, something like that, but of course it's pitch black and the car's in the garage with a blanket over. So you can then get these two out. When you've got those two out, you can see just down here red and white wires, but you can't get them off, and they're on this. So what I then did is take out this. So take these two pins out, take that screw out, and there are two screws. There's one here and one here, and that then allows you some space, and you can jiggle this around and jiggle this across, and actually this whole piece will come out. If you can see there, it's flexible. It's only being held in by these things. So if you take those out, you can then jiggle that sideways, gently prising up the trim, and pull that whole thing out, and you can get at the wires underneath. Now when you've done that, because there's so much space down under here, what I did with that cable going back all the way, which is obviously under here and along, and I fed it up here, I just pushed it up here. And then with a stiff wire, I put it down here, hooked it, and just pulled it through. Once I got it there, I could decide what I wanted to do. Now, what I did was I split the power cable to this, which obviously the 12 volt is on the it's on the ignition switch, and I then put in I bought two of these. I'm just going to switch around. So I got two 12 volt adapters. There you go, you can see one there. Let's put that cover on that. They were eBay or Amazon. They were about £5 or £6 for two. So I then took all this out, the whole lot out. So again, just these little pins, very small screwdriver underneath, and very gently just lift them. If you've got something which is, I've probably got a special tool somewhere for it, but it's the thing when you do things late at night. There you are, gently pull them up, put them all up. You'll also need to take the screws out at the back first, actually, and you won't get the lid off. The lid doesn't come off because the arms, which limit its movement, go behind here. But that's okay, because all you need to do is get underneath, and there's lots of space under here. So what I did when I'd got the whole and I got the cable for my dash cam through here, underneath here, I then split that cable and put in a fused. No, I didn't actually. I didn't put it wasn't fused at all. I put in a really good connection. You've got to be careful. Anything you do with electronics or electrics, you need to make sure that the connections are perfect, because if you don't get a resistance there, that's going to make heat, and that's where you've got danger of a fire. So I soldered, spliced and soldered connections there and came through. So what I've done underneath here now is I've put another one of these in, the 12 volts here. Where is it? Weird watching this through my camera lens when I can't really see it very well. Put one of those under here, and let me move my torch. There you go. Oh, there you are. You can see where this has had a phone in it. Look, back in the 90s. So underneath there is one of a 12 volt, which my dash cam has to go into a 12 volt socket, because the adapter is also a transformer to take it down to 5 volts. And then I put an extra one in at the back, which actually goes in quite nicely on that little slightly slanted panel next to the boot release. So that's not the best video in the world, especially as it's quite dark, but hopefully you can see there the steps that you can take to get a cable in. It's not terrible. It really isn't terrible. And the question about where's the screw that holds this finisher in? It's behind here, and it's really difficult to get at. Now, when I took mine out, I didn't find it. And I wiggled and wiggled and wiggled. And I'd undone these screws here, because you need to, because it clamps it. And actually, I ended up pulling the plastic over the head of the screw, which is not ideal. And when I put it back, I must confess, I didn't put a screw in it. It's held so well by this that actually what you end up doing is pulling this forward, levering it forward slightly, and slotting the finisher in down behind, and of course it goes in here as well. So, you know, you're slotting it in and down, and then pushing it on all the clips up here. And actually, it's not right, but it is perfectly acceptable to me, and I must put it that way. That finisher doesn't move, and I think that's what I would call a practical way to do it. But in terms of this, I'm just going to put this down here and show you how easy it is to put the seal back on. These seals are a nightmare. When I first got my car, it was our old house and I didn't have a garage for it. In fact, the only criteria for our new house was I want a double garage, and it's mine. It's my workshop, and you know, there we go. I got my wish. So, but this just goes on. You need to get it in the right place, and it should just. There we are. Got it. And you need to bash it on to follow it round. Now, what I'm going to do in a minute is just, hopefully, one-handed is not easy, but sort of show you that actually, there you are. I've got that out. I don't know if you can see. Now I can get that behind there. There we are. Once I've started to get it behind it, it'll go. There we go. Bear me a second, because this is going to be one of those, I don't know, cooking programs, I think, where it's, here's one I did earlier. So I'm just going to put that there, and then that's going to go up underneath here. There we are, got it. Got it. And I need to get that above there. It's been pulled down there. I'll pull that out there. There you go. That's up behind that now. Now what I'm actually going to do when I turn this off is I'm going to pull this out a little bit further, and because I've got it behind here, I can pull it here and it'll actually make sure it goes in, because I don't want to get the screws going through this cable. I want to get this to come down and go a little bit behind. But actually, if you look at that, do you know what? I don't need to, do I? Because the seal actually pushes it where you want it. Again, it's about hiding it, about making sure it's safe, about making sure it's not going to rub on anything. So it may only be 5 volts, but that's not the point. It's about making sure that we've not got the potential for an electrical arc and therefore a fire. So hopefully that gives you some of the rationale and a bit of an idea. But there's a lot of space around here, tucking it round underneath there, pulling it through, pushing it up, and then under here, getting a wire up there, just pulling it. When this is out, you can feed it round back. You've got this lifted up to here. There's a bit of fiddliness, to be honest, but it really isn't terrible. So okay, but hopefully that'll do it. I could redo this video when it's a weekend and better weather. Oh, I've just noticed I need to just sort this out and do it outside with much better lighting. But hopefully that'll give you a good idea. And then everything clips back in. Once you've taken it out, it's not a problem. Don't worry about it. It does go back in fairly easily. So hopefully, Bill, that was good enough for me to keep my fish. Whether it was or not, I don't know. But anyway, well, I'll find out. Thanks for watching.